Earl Nightingale said something many years ago. He said, you don't get what you want in life. He said, you get what you deserve. And so I began to study that. You get what you deserve. And I found that deserve comes from the Latin. And it comes from the words de, which means from, servus, which from service. And so you get what you want in life from service to other people. And so the people who serve the most people, the very best, are the ones who make the most amount of money in the shortest period of time. But here's something else, is when you help other people improve the quality of your life, your self-esteem goes up. And your self-confidence goes up, and you feel happy, and you like yourself more, and you like other people. It's the most amazing darn thing, is you just put your life on this wonderful upward spiral by deserving that people will buy from you, by looking for ways to help them. How can I help this person to improve the quality of their life and their family and their work? So see yourself as a helper, and your job is to deserve more. And you'll find, you look at the Steve Jobs and the Bill Gates and the multimillionaires who are individuals, and you think, these people focused. They had this obsession with a product of some kind that would really help people to improve the quality of their lives. And that's all they think about and all they talk about. And the only people who succeed in those companies are people who have this same obsession with customer service. Tom Peters, in his book In Search of Excellence many years ago, he said the most important principle of all was the obsession with customer service. It's that the most successful and highest paid people just think about serving people and helping people improve their lives all the time. So that's the most important level of competence that you want to achieve. First of all, you have clear goals, and then you say, what is it that I really love to do that really helps other people to improve the quality of their life? And how can I become really good at doing that more and more of the time? The third C is the C of concentration. And these are not necessarily in order, but in a way these are. The C of concentration is your ability to focus, which we've talked about before. It's your ability to focus single-mindedly on one thing at a time, and to work on that one task until it's complete. And to discipline yourself not to do anything else, or to become distracted by emails and bells and bips and noises and things like that. It's just your ability to focus like a laser beam on a single task. I wrote a book a few years ago, and it was called Double Your Income, Double Your Time Off. And I sent it to a publisher. And the publisher said, a book's title is really important. He said, well, it's an interesting title, but it's kind of bland. And one of the titles, Chapter 15, there's 21 great ways to stop procrastinating and get more things done faster. And one of the chapters was called Eat That Frog. And Eat That Frog came from you know my book. It came from a story by Mark Twain, where he said, if the first thing you do when you get up in the morning is you eat a live frog, you'll have the pleasure of knowing that's probably the worst thing that's going to happen to you all day long. And Mark Twain was just an incredibly good humorist. And he said, and there's two corollaries to that rule. Number one is if you have to eat a frog at all, it does not pay to sit and look at it for very long. Get on with it, get it over with. He said, and the second corollary is if you have two frogs to eat the ugliest one first. A good friend of mine from here in Salt Lake, or actually in Salt Lake, says that the key to success is do the worst first. Eat the ugliest frog first. And I really like that. And so your job is to eat that frog. So my publisher came back to me and he said, if you could take this title and take it and make it the title of the book, and then run the theme of eating a frog, getting prepared, getting ready, picking the most important things first, all the way through, we could publish it as a book and it might sell a few copies. Today it's past 10 million copies in 46 languages. It's the best-selling book on time management in the world. And I've had countless people come to me all over the world because it's in so many languages. And they say, this book made me rich. This book made our company the number one company in Europe, number one company in the country. It made us rich. They said it made me double, triple, quadrupled my income. People have transformed their lives by this simple concept. And the concept is, once you have determined the most valuable and important thing you can do, start with that first and do only that task until it's complete. Now, the first time that you try to do this, you will find it's quite difficult. Napoleon Hill did a subsequent book to his book, Think and Grow Rich, and it was called The Master Key to Riches. And after 260 pages, he gives you the answer, the Master Key to Riches. In the first paragraph, he explains, in this book, you will learn the Master Key to Riches. And so it's a whole book on motivational ideas and principles. And the last line of the last chapter of the last page is, now you know the Master Key to Riches is self-discipline. And what we have found is that the most successful people have come to that conclusion as well, is that self-discipline is the master key to success. So for you to write down your goals and make a plan and set priorities and start with your most important task takes tremendous self-discipline. If you haven't done it up to now, it's so hard. But Goethe said everything is hard before it's easy. And everything at the beginning is difficult, but later it becomes easy and automatic. You have to force yourself to discipline yourself at the beginning, but after that, it becomes easier and easier, and you actually feel happy. Now, here's the most wonderful thing. When you discipline yourself to start and complete a task or a part of a task, you feel like an athlete. So here's my question. If an athlete runs in a race and comes in first, what do they call this person? The winner. Exactly. I've studied this hundreds, thousands of hours. What it says is that when you win, when you come in as the winner, your body releases endorphins, which are called nature's happy drug. They make you happy. And dopamine, which is a form of energy that you get from a positive experience. So when you complete a task, your body releases these drugs and you feel happy. So they call it, the psychologists call it nature's happy drug. If you want to be happy, just start and complete a task. And you get a zip. Wow. Wow. You feel happy. So I organize my life. So I organize my tasks, and then my wife, Barbara, will come in and say, we're going to have dinner in 10 minutes. So I say, okay, 10 minutes. Let's see, what have I got here that will take 10 minutes? I can do this in 10 minutes. So I'll always end my day with a completed task. It's a real simple thing, and I've done it. I tick it off, complete, I'm down, and I'm happy. And I walk out and I'm smiling. When you make a person feel like a winner, you feel happy. When you discipline yourself to complete a task, you give yourself a buzz. Alfred Adler, one of the top psychologists of history, called this a positive addiction. He said if you start and complete a task, you get a buzz. And the buzz becomes addictive. You start thinking, I want that buzz again. But the buzz is a positive addiction in that it makes you happy when you do it. So every time you start and complete a task, you feel like a winner. And when you feel like a winner, you want to do it again and have that winning feeling. If you want to raise happy, healthy, self-confident children, one of my programs, 21 Great Ways to Raise Happy, Healthy, Self-Confident Children, one of my 21s, is what you do is you make your children feel like winners all the time. If you're happily married, make sure that your spouse feels like a winner all the time. How do they feel like a winner? Is when you praise them or compliment them, thank them for what they did, acknowledge their success, whatever it happens to be, make them feel like a winner. Because every single time you start and complete something, and it's acknowledged, the person feels like a winner. Do you know that the greatest speed records, Olympic records, are always broken in front of the biggest crowds? Interesting point. The biggest crowds. You get 10,000 people, you get a record. You get 50,000 people, wow. 100,000 people, they break all the world records. Because the greater the amount of praise and that you get from winning a race or potential winning a race, the faster people run. Interesting thought. So those are the first three. Clarity, be absolutely clear about your goals and what you need to do to achieve them. Competence, become very good at your tasks. And number three is concentration. concentrate single-mindedly on your most important task and stay with it until it's complete. By the way, I could speak for 2 days just on concentration, and I have taught these principles all over the world, but that's all that you need. Start and finish your most important task. Number 4 is constraints. Now, constraints is a concept that was developed in Tel Aviv by a management consultant many years ago, and it says that between where you are today and where you want to be sometime in the future, a goal, is there is always one constraint or choke point that determines the speed at which you get from here to here. That's the constraint. So the art of life is to identify the constraints that are holding you back from achieving the goal that you want to achieve. And it could be something simple like finding a parking space. It could be something simple like getting your shopping done and so on. Continually ask, what is the constraint or limiting factor is what they call it, the limiting factor between here and where you want to go. So you say to yourself, all right, you want to achieve a particular goal. So you ask yourself, what is the one factor that determines the speed at which you achieve that goal? What is the one factor that determines the speed at which you achieve your most important goal? And you work with your downline, you work with your consultants, you work with other people, and you help them to be absolutely clear. And don't try to change the world, try to change one thing, one factor. Try to alleviate the one factor, and that'll change your whole life. It's unbelievable. So you say, all right, let's talk about selling. And I could speak about selling for days and days as well. Let's talk about selling. Well, we want to earn more money. Do we want to earn more money? Say yes. How would you like to double your income effective this next week? Okay. I have a seminar that I do, by the way. It's 7 ways to double your income in the next 7 days, and it's all based on hundreds of hours of research and blah blah blah. But I'll give you just one. I was thinking I could spend the whole day on the 7, but I'll give you just one. Is what determines your income today? What's the constraint? What's the factor? Well, the limiting factor is the number of people who you sign up to join the business. That's pretty much it. Oh, it could be something different, but or it could be closing the sale. It's getting that person to come on board and become active and get busy and start talking to other people and both using and selling the product. Figure out what it is. But let's just say that it is the number of people that you talk to on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And I give this little formula when I'm talking to sales audiences, and in reality we're all in sales. And I say, the average person in America who earns a full-time living from sales, and sales is on their business card, about 17% of the population, spends about 90 minutes a day talking to new potential customers. 90 minutes a day. And this goes back to 1928, all the way forward, 90 minutes a day. Well, there's 8 hours in a working day, so that means the person is spending 1/5 of each working day talking to new potential customers. So if you want to double your income, it's very simple to do. And you all know what the answer right now is: spend 180 minutes each day talking to new people. Now, you can't control or determine which one of them is going to buy or join or something else, but you know that if you speak to enough people will join or buy or become customers or become distributors and so on. So therefore, just double the number of minutes. I call this Brian's minutes theory. Double the number of minutes from 90 minutes to 180 minutes. Or if you're working whatever number of minutes today, and you could calculate that, track it for a week. Every day, track how many minutes you're spending talking to new people about this business, then double the number of minutes. Now, you can't double the number of minutes overnight. It may take you a week or 2 weeks. But my promise to you is that if you double the minutes, you'll double your income. If you double the minutes you spend face-to-face, head-to-head, eye-to-eye, ear-to-ear, you say knee-to-knee, heart-to-heart, if you double the minutes, you double your income. And I've had countless people come to me, and it's interesting, they come up at the seminar and say, that's a bunch of BS. I've been in my business for years. This competition is so tough. You can't double your income just blah, 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 blah. And then I come back 6 or 12 months later, and they come up to me and they say, do you remember me? And I don't. But they say, I told you it was a bunch of BS about doubling your face time and doubling your income. The week after I went out, I said, I'm going to prove that person's wrong. I'm going to prove that he's just a dork or something else. And he said the following week I doubled my income. After 8 years in my field, I doubled my income. He said, I couldn't believe it. He said, I told my other friends how I did it. I was now the top salesman in the company. I told everybody else to do it, and everybody who did it doubled their income. And then once you double your income, what do? You double the amount of time you're spending, and you spend it on with better people. Okay, now I'm running out of time. Damn. So I'm going to give you the other principles that we have. The number 4 is constraints. Number 5 is continuous learning and development. Is dedicate yourself to becoming better and better at what you do. It must be a part of your life. You must breathe in, breathe out, and learn new things. Self-made millionaires, self-made billionaires spend 60 to 90 minutes every day studying their field, reading new material. Warren Buffett was just relegated from number 3 to number 4, richest man in the world. And Warren Buffett reads 500 pages a day. Warren Buffett reads 5 to 8 hours a day. Warren Buffett reads 7 days a week. He reads all the time, and he's one of the richest men in the history of the world. And he and his partners all say the same thing. You've got to read and learn all the time. So part of your life, don't ever listen to the radio. I say you should never even know if your radio works in your car because you never listen to it. The CDs that are available to help you become better are unbelievable. You can download them with Audible and put them onto your iPhone. You can listen to them in every part of your life, and one idea can make you rich. So just keep flooding your mind with new ideas. Number 6 is commitment. And we know this because you talked about it a lot. Commitment is really important. There's no success without commitment, without you putting your whole heart into what you're doing, and putting your whole heart into what you're doing for a long time. But if you do, there is no limit on what you can accomplish. If you get up in the morning and you make a decision that, by gum, I am going to succeed in this business, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many hours a day. And number 7 is courage. And courage, Winston Churchill said, courage is rightly considered the foremost of the virtues, for upon it all others depend. And in courage, what you have is 2 parts. The first part of courage is the courage to begin, to launch, to take a chance, to face failure and rejection, to try something with a very great possibility that you will fail and you'll feel embarrassed and upset and your self-esteem will go down and so on. But the second part of courage is persistence. It's the power to keep going and keep pushing yourself and driving yourself. And I had a transformation many years ago, which I will give to you. A woman that I was going out with before I was married, she asked me, Brian, she said, what is your best quality? And I thought about that, and I said, I think my best quality is that I never give up. That's your best quality. She's a very insightful woman. I still remember her, very intelligent. My best quality is I never give up. And so I've spoken to audiences like you, and I have found that that's true, is I never give up. And my children never give up. It's not in our vocabulary. We never think, we'll try something different, we'll try something new, we'll take the losses and so on, but we'll never give up. So how do you develop this unshakable quality of persistence, which will guarantee your success in life? Nothing can stop you if you don't quit. If you don't quit, then the only alternative is you must succeed, and eventually you must succeed greatly. Well, the great rule, you become what you think about, but you become what you say to yourself. So what you do is you say to yourself these magic words. You say, I never give up. Say it. Say, I never give up. I never give up. I never give up. I like myself and I never give up. You repeat that over and over, and repeat it to your kids. I love you and you never give up. Repeat it to your downlines. Repeat it to your friends. Make it something. People say, well, I don't know a lot about him or her, but I know one thing is he or she never gives up. They will not stop. They will keep coming at you like a bulldog. They will never give up. If you never give up, my promise to you, my guarantee to you, is that you are going to be an enormous success in the months and years ahead, and I hope you are.
So what we have found is this: the hallmark of superior people, 30 years of research, is how you respond to a crisis. How you deal with problems and how you respond to a crisis. And what we have found is this, is superior people look for the solution. to every problem. They don't allow themselves to become upset and angry. When something goes wrong, they say, okay, what's the solution? And they become intensely solution-oriented. When you have a very intense problem, that stimulates creativity to solve the problem. So what you do is you write and define the problem clearly. If you have a problem, you say, wait a minute, what is my problem? What is it that I'm worried about? And write it down. And the very act of defining a problem clearly often triggers the solution to the problem. One last technique that I want to give you with regard to your major definite purpose. And if you only do these two things as a result of our time together, they will transform your life. You've already identified the one goal that can have the greatest positive impact on your life. Now what you do is you take that goal and you write it at the top of a page in the form of a question. And you say, let us say your goal is to double your income. That could have a major impact on your life. You say, what are all the things that I could do to double my income in the next 12 months? Write it as a clear question. Even better, if you're earning $50,000 a year today, write, what could I do to earn $100,000 over the next 12 months? The more specific the question, the better. Then you devote yourself to writing 20 answers to this question. You must write a minimum of 20 answers. Work harder, work smarter, start earlier, stay later, change occupations, upgrade my skills, whatever it is, keep forcing yourself to write till you've written 20 answers. We call this mind storming. The first 3 to 5 answers will be easy. The next 3 to 5 answers will be difficult. The last 10 answers will be incredibly difficult. But I have given this exercise to people who've gone on to become millionaires so many times I've lost track, because they often find that the 20th answer changes their whole life. And if you've ever done this once, it's absolutely staggering. More people have become millionaires with this simple idea of mind storming, what I call the 20 idea method, than any other single method of creative thinking ever discovered. Once you've got your 20 answers, pick one answer and take action on it immediately. Once you've got, it doesn't matter what it is, just take one answer and take action on it, and that will keep you thinking and acting creatively all day long. The next key to becoming a self-made millionaire is to become an unshakable optimist. Unshakable optimist means that you think and talk about what you want most of the time. Optimists think and talk about what they want. They look for the good in every situation. They seek the valuable lesson. They're constantly feeding their mind with great ideas, which opens up new perspectives. What I have found is that optimists have 3 wonderful qualities. Number 1 is they learn more things. As a result, they dramatically increase the likelihood that they will learn the right thing at the right time. Number 2 is they try more things, which dramatically increases the likelihood that they'll try the right thing at the right time. And number 3 is they persist. They never give up. Optimists make a decision that once they've decided they're going to become wealthy, they just never stop until they achieve that goal. Now, will they have many setbacks and obstacles and difficulties? Do you know that almost everybody succeeds in a different direction from what they originally intended or from what they originally thought? But they just keep going. Almost like a football player running down the field, running, blocking, changing, moving back, forward, continually, but never loses sight of the goal. So optimists learn more things, try more things, and persist longer. I want to leave you with the last 2 qualities of self-made millionaires. Second to the last quality is that they develop the qualities of courage and persistence. I said before, the biggest single obstacle to success is the fear of failure. The antidote to the fear of failure is the habit of courage. And what we know is that you need 2 types of courage to succeed. The first type of courage is the courage to begin. It's the courage to launch with no guarantees of success. Someone once said that if all obstacles must first be removed, nothing will ever get done. So successful people are willing to think, plan, make decisions, and then take action with no guarantees. We say leap and the net will appear. Take action with no guarantees and then learn. The second part of courage is the courage to endure. It's the courage to persist. It's the courage to keep on keeping on. It's to make the decision in advance that you will never give up. No matter what happens, you will never give up. You will get knocked down over and over again, but you'll never give up. And the interesting thing is, if you make that decision in advance, you'll find yourself continually bouncing back. So courage means the courage to begin and the courage to endure. And the final quality of self-made millionaires, and Napoleon Hill called this the master key to riches. After studying 500 of the richest people in American history, he said it's the quality of self-discipline. It's the ability to make yourself do what you should do, when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. The quality of self-discipline is the quality that will make you a big success. It's the ability to force yourself to do what you know you should do. And here is the wonderful discovery. Is persistence is self-discipline in action. Every time you persist, you build your self-discipline. Every time you practice self-discipline, you build your ability to persist. And the two of them are tied into your self-esteem. So the more you persist, the more you like yourself. And the more you like yourself, the more discipline you have. And the more discipline you have in practice, the more you like yourself. As a result, the more you persist. And eventually you get onto an upward spiral where you become absolutely unstoppable. You reach the point where you know you can achieve the goal and nothing in the world can stop you. And every step that you take forward makes you stronger and stronger and stronger until finally people say, I know one thing about him, I know one thing about her. You cannot stop him or her. Once they decided they want something, they will not stop until they get it. And when you develop that quality, there will be nothing that is impossible to you. So let me just leave you with these last points. We're living at the very best time in all of human history. More people are going to make more money in the next few years than have ever been made in all of human history. More people are going to become millionaires and are becoming millionaires today at a faster rate than we've ever thought possible. And no one is better than you and no one is smarter than you. And if you do what other self-made millionaires do, then nothing in the world can stop you from eventually getting the same results as other self-made millionaires. And I hope you do. Thank you very much.